What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Negroes to Cryptos, where we help you navigate this DeFi space. Before we get started, if you dig our content, please um, go ahead and shoot us some crypto right there. We have our wallet address up in the top right corner. Also, like, share, and subscribe to this
We're
channel.
broke.
Uh, we are broke. We are broke. Um, yeah, like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and we can bring you some more of this great content. All right, so there was big news that came out last week. It says here that Ethereum blasted as Trojan horse for tyranny following MetaMask scandal. MetaMask shoots itself in the foot by blocking certain jurisdictions. A dig deeper reveals that Ethereum ecosystem is in bed with JP Morgan. This is huge, huge. It so much for decentralization, right? Um, and see, we go down and it says here that MetaMask users in Iran and Venezuela reported problems with completing transactions yesterday. It was later emerged that affected users were deliberately blocked for legal compliance reasons. This is possible because MetaMask uses an API or a gateway service through Infura. Like MetaMask, Infura is owned by Ethereum developers Consensus following its acquisition October 2019. Infura is a Web3 backend and infrastructure as a service provider that offers a range of services and tools for blockchain developers. This includes Infura API, Application Program Interface Suite. As expected, the community response wasn't pretty, with deceit over decentralization being a common theme. And considering what's happening in Russia and Ukraine, some realize that you or I could be next. Okay, so JP Morgan may get a letter to cut folks off, cut complete countries off of the Ethereum blockchain. They have to comply because they're a US bank, right? But this isn't how decentralization is supposed to work.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You've got a
Uh,
major bank holding, a big hand here in the crypto space. And so they were trying to, according to this article, I think do it anonymously, right? Off out in Switzerland. Is that
yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, it looks like this owner of consensus, Joseph Lubin. Um,
Mm-hmm.
some of these dealings are in Switzerland, so he falls under Swiss law, and I guess some screwy things went on with him representing two companies and doing a deal between the two companies as just himself.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, it
That's
opened
not
up
a
a can of
conflict.
worms. Yeah, it's not a conflict. Yeah, and opened up a can of worms, and it exposed this J.P. Morgan stake into Infura and MetaMask. Um, so we got a tweet here from Brian Mills. And it says Ethereum is a Trojan horse for tyranny. Consensus owns Infura and MetaMask. JP Morgan, UBS, MasterCard owned Consensus. 99% of EVM transactions go through Consensus. Now, EVM stands for Ethereum Virtual Machine. So all these Ethereum clones use this Ethereum Virtual Machines to run on Ethereum. And wow, this snatches everybody with an OX wallet address. I mean, everybody that is, layer one, layer two for Ethereum is processed by an EVM. Uh, this is huge. This affects just about everybody, unless you're on some side chain like uh, Pirate Coin, Bitcoin, or Doge or something. But wow,
I
uh,
wonder, does this any ERC20 token? Is
yeah,
that be this?
ERC20 or clone.
Oh, good God.
You know,
Massive.
insane. Yeah, so this might be the reason why all those Ethereum transactions got cheaper over the last week.
Wow.
Yeah. How about that?
That is insane. So, with regard to them shutting MetaMask off in certain areas, I guess one could maybe draw parallels between that and what Binance did when they have decided to, uh, accept the forced by government to shut it down there.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, and this is the problem with having centralized blockchains. Decentralization was supposed to solve these problems, and it looks like big corporations figured out a way around it.
Wow.
Yeah.
If this has happened with Ethereum, someone as big as Ethereum, who's obviously stood the test of time and been around, uh, right there with Bitcoin, man, that this is huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
If this is definitely not the first one that we're going to hear about.
Yeah. I think
Is
it's
what I'm
it's
saying.
yeah, yeah. Definitely. Considering the climate where we have the US stock market kind of going in the tubes over the last few months.
Mhm.
Um, Rampant inflation with the US dollar. News reports came out and said what inflation was at 7% last year.
I think 7.9 this last week was the reading.
Oh my God,
This
almost
was the
8%.
highest since 1982.
Yeah, yeah,
82 was like you talk to the folks that were, kicking it back in the day, man, and those are rough times.
yeah,
And we're right there with 1982.
yeah,
I don't know where 2008 would compare. I mean, I would say 2008 was pretty bad, but 1982, those recessions in the 80s were rough, man.
yeah. And I don't think we've seen anything yet. I really
But
don't.
they
Um,
did say that the whole thing with Ukraine and Russia isn't even factored into it yet. Like, so next month's readings, could be terrible. Could be terrible, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, there's one good thing is that these banks see blockchain as the savior. So when they're dumping a bunch of money in to try to control things, it's a winner. Blockchain's here forever, and nothing can stop it. And the banks know this now. So they're trying to grasp every little section of it they can for themselves.
So for some of the viewers that may be new to the space, when we're talking blockchain is something that you own and cannot be recreated or anything. It's your property. Versus you see a video online or a uh, song or anything like that, or some art that can be recreated and modified. But blockchain, if I'm understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, James. Um, you actually own that, and that cannot be recreated.
Well, it can be recreated, but the there's a time date stamp on your creation. So there will be an
Right,
original somewhere.
the
Yeah.
original is what I'm saying. It can't
Oh
be
yeah.
duplicated. Like, you have your original.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Um,
it's yours,
yeah. It
stored on the blockchain.
and it's perfect for anything related to intellectual property. You
It really
have a
is.
creation, you throw it on OpenSea and set up your NFT. Get a kickback for every time it's sold or resold. So blockchain is for us, and these banks are trying
No
to get their
doubt.
slimy hands on it. But yeah, more power to them. I think that there are a lot of developers out there that will solve this uh, problem that has been created, and I think a lot of people are going to be stepping away from MetaMask. Yeah, I've been
Possibly
hearing
Ethereum.
them. Yeah, yeah, and Ethereum. I mean, there have been a ton of reasons to walk away from Ethereum, mainly transaction fees.
Gas fees are
Yeah,
just ridiculous,
yeah,
ridiculous. And
yeah.
you hear the elusive, uh, what ETH 2.0 is coming out anytime. I mean, how many years are we on? How many years have we heard that now? It's coming out next year.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we're on the fourth year or something. You know, what they want to do and move from proof of work to just proof of stake. It's almost with the way the foundation and the way it originated, it and was designed. It's gonna be very hard to do, and really expect any decrease in their gas fees.
Yeah.
But their gas fees won't be shit if they go, take a dive here. More comes out about this.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, JP Morgan is not going to budge. They're not going to back out of this deal. I mean, this is huge. Let's see.
So
Yeah, let's see.
yeah, there has to be another MetaMask, man, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are other wallets that'll handle Ethereum transactions, but MetaMask is the big boy. That's the main one. Yeah, everybody uses
Holy
MetaMask.
shit. Yeah. If you're in the
That's the
crypto space,
default. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people have issues with MetaMask getting hacked. Have you heard anything like that?
I have not. I think that maybe, that's a result of them connecting their wallets to sketchy sites or being subject to clickbait of some sort. And they open something up or, you do something and connect to the wrong site or the wrong token. Um, Outside of the smart DeFi network or something, or a centralized exchange or decentralized exchange rather, you could, you give permission to anyone to access your coins, and then therefore, they can steal them from you. Um, or if, some people are naive and they fall victim to giving away their entire security phrase. I don't know why, because it clearly explains that when you set it up. I mean, you basically, sign your life away that you acknowledge that, never to lose that 12 or 24 key phrase that, most wallets or all the wallets that I'm familiar with have, whether they be hard wallet or cold wallet. So when you do that, then yeah, anybody can access your funds in either of those scenarios right there. And I think that's generally what happens. I don't know about hacking, because then you can secure. You not only have your MetaMask wallet, right? I mean, you can link that and connect that to a hard wallet, such as a Ledger or what's the other one? Trezos. There's a couple other ones out there, and so technically it's stored on your ledger, but MetaMask is the way to connect to other sites like PancakeSwap and to be able to trade things.
Yeah.
But that's the safest way. And, those keys are yours, and your crypto is not actually stored in any wallet. It's stored on the blockchain, and your wallet or your ledger or your Trezos is the key to your part of the blockchain.
Yeah, it's definitely important to go out and get a hardware wallet. If there hasn't been any news or rumors that scared you before, this one should be it.
This is major.
Yeah, this is major. So MetaMask came out with a response to them shutting off certain countries, and they blamed it on Infura. Infura's misconfiguration. So the tweet from MetaMask says MetaMask is a client-side wallet that strives to make the blockchain maximally accessible to everyone. Infura had a misconfiguration this morning, but it has now been corrected. Of course, this is complete bullshit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely popping smoke. Yeah.
Yeah. It goes on to say, however, it doesn't explain the MetaMask support notice describing the service outage due to legal compliance reasons. Yeah, so government tells JP Morgan to shut them down, and JP Morgan goes and hits the off switch on the machine running MetaMask. So yeah, how soon until it affects other countries? You shouldn't wait. You should jump ship now. Yeah, it's time to explore other blockchains. Yeah, especially with privacy being a concern.
Sure.
Now we're seeing cryptocurrency being sent overseas to fund sides of war. It's only time before people start connecting the dots and accuse you of funding the wrong side after the war's over.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a whole nother can right there.
Yeah. Yeah. How about that? How would you like to be the guy who funded terrorism when everything's all said and done? Because one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist, right?
Yeah.
You fund the wrong side, and yeah, you might be a target.
I stay out of it, brother.
Yeah. It's not.
I want to stay out of it altogether. Like, gas prices are going just through the roof. Cost of living is just, it seems like it's doubled in the last year. And I think, representing the common man, our paychecks have stayed the same,
Yeah.
And it's just, it's hard to get ahead ever, man. You're just caught up in this game. And inflation's, I mean, there's no good news. It's like, it's all bad, So it's a very crazy time. But as far as Ukraine and Russia, man, I don't give a shit. Let's stay out of it and keep the fucking oil going and the gas prices down for the common American. I saw these bozos on TV the other day talking about, I'm talking our dear president. I think he's someone, the security in the nursing home he's staying at, I question it. Someone's letting him out too much, but he said the other day live on TV, and I've seen some other representatives and senators say this, that we're just going to have to accept this, the rising prices and the rising gas prices, because it's all on Putin, and that the average American won't mind bearing the cost, because we understand the cost of preserving freedom and democracy. I don't know about you, man, but that does not represent what the fuck I think.
Hey, man, when I saw Stephen Colbert, say the same thing, I'm willing to pay $1 or $2 extra for freedom. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know how you like, you live in New York, you don't even fucking drive. Yeah. Insane. But we're seeing the same. I mean, we're old enough to remember the propaganda from the last few wars, and it was the same rhetoric. Freedom isn't free, and democracy this, and we got to do that. Free the people. They're not treating their women right. Now it's, of course, the weapons and the biological agents and things.
We don't talk about that.
No. They it seems like the same playbook from years ago, but I digress. Yeah.
I just don't understand. We're so involved with this. I don't understand why. It seems like it's a matter of a civil war. Let it be. Stay out of it. I don't think if the United States was in a civil war, we wouldn't want outside influence, and we didn't accept outside influence in our one civil war that we've had. But I don't understand, who the fuck are we to tell not to go to war? We've been fucking up the Middle East for, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but 20 something fucking years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not talking about just, messing up the Middle East. I'm talking all the lives that were destroyed in doing that. And now we've come to find some narratives, that just are not good parallels. And we realize that the war was, both wars, just about bullshit. Again, the same propaganda. And there are just so many lives affected here on the domestic front from, good young men and women of this country that went over there to serve this agenda for these god awful politicians and corporations.
Yeah. But it's
the opiate crisis doesn't just happen to coincide with where we were for 20 years in war, the richest place on earth for opium.
Yeah. That is a deep rabbit hole we can get into.
I'm on a tangent. Let's keep it. But like you said, what if you did fund the wrong war? I mean, are they going to come after you if you decide to donate? I mean,
I don't see why not. I mean, I can see them coming after the largest donors, the guys that send millions over there. I mean, isn't that what they claimed happened with 9/11 and everything else? I mean, they followed the money.
Yeah. And blockchains, I mean, it's a public ledger.
Yeah. No matter how much anonymity you think you have. Yeah.
The only place you can be truly anonymous in a transaction is on Smart DeFi, on the FEG exchange.
I'm with you. That's
But what do we connect to it with?
Yeah.
A fucking MetaMask.
Yeah.
Most people do.
Let's see, there's another blockchain out there started up by McAfee. You remember the guy who got himself hung in prison just before he got extradited to the United States? He made the antivirus
crazy motherfucker, right? Or they made him crazy. They made him sound crazy.
Yeah.
He was big on Bitcoin, right?
Yeah. I believe he was
big.
He was getting extradited for tax evasion. So I'm sure it's probably behind his Bitcoin holdings. But check this out. So McAfee is the name behind Ghost, privacy-focused decentralized ecosystem. So there is a blockchain called Ghost that's supposed to be completely anonymous. So that might be one way that you can get out of MetaMask and stay anonymous and do your own thing. Last thing you need is everybody knowing how much money you got.
Stop right there. Where that go down, where it talks about how it's Ghost Coins, but they're going to have their own blockchain where any new token will probably like Dogecoin or anything. They'll work with their network.
No, this is a complete separate blockchain. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, I guess like Ethereum or Binance or Avalanche, those, right?
Yes, but see, Ethereum, Avalanche, and Binance all use that EVM. So, you get yourself back into that same conundrum where, you think you're getting out of it, but you're still in. all your transactions will still go through JP Morgan. You know,
What's insane is the next thing this year that FEG wants to come out with is their own blockchain.
yeah, I can definitely
I
see
saw
that.
it. I saw it in their. I saw it in their Telegram. That's like
Nice,
the next thing after the crypto. Yeah,
nice, the way it should
it's
be.
like one of the next
Um,
things. It's like they want to get all their smart DeFi tokens listed on other exchanges, right? But then the next thing was to create their own blockchain. So I mean, but again, I don't know. Can it ever be truly anonymous with the wallet address? I mean, because in the end, it goes there. The thing with FEG and the smart contracts and the smart swaps, um, or you can do peer to peer, like where I can send you some things. It goes in. It's like almost like a tornado. It generates it into a smart contract, and then comes out the other end. You just receive money from a different wallet. Versus now, if I send you something, it's going to be from my wallet directly to yours, right? So ours are going to be associated. But this is how their swap works. But if they create their
Interesting.
own blockchain like Ghost here, I guess that could do some stuff too.
This might be the future of blockchain. Here is going anonymous. Um, I'm not sure how that would affect other protocols running on top of the blockchain, but I'm sure people smarter than me figured it out. Huge,
Ghost.
huge news.
Wow, this thing. Hey, coin market cap here. We've got it pulled up. 1134. That's incredibly high. Big market cap here.
Yeah,
What is it? 5 million? 5.2 million?
yeah, yeah. Rising. Take a look at this chart. It might be pretty early to get in. Of course, this is not financial advice.
Yes. Once again, for the viewers or listeners, this is not financial advice. We are not financial advisors. Also, if you like what you're seeing in here in the video and you want to hear more, we are open to comments, suggestions, ideas. Let us know what you think. Like, share, subscribe on our YouTube channel. Hit the notification so you get more updates. And make sure you share us on Twitter.
Yes,
And
yes.
once again, that QR code is to a wallet. If you like, you can send us some love or crypto directly to that. And I think that's to a MetaMask wallet.
It's definitely going to run through an EVM.
Oh,
uh,
fucking JP Morgan.
hey, what am I hiding?
No,
Oh, yeah. Jesus.
dude, so
Yeah.
this is taking a big dip here. Like it's actually substantially lower than the open price.
Yeah. Yeah. It's looking good. It's looking
And what
good.
it was last, what it looks like, is that the all time?
Yeah. Yeah. And everybody jumped in at the beginning.
So June last year. So yeah.
Yeah. Not bad. Looks like everybody bought in and then dumped. It still hasn't recovered yet.
It wasn't a
But
big dump though. It really held for a while there, and then it just kind of fell off. I guess with everything there in the summer.
oh yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We had a
Forgot that
big dip.
huge dip after July and then right November too. Yep.
Yeah.
It seems we're climbing back up. We look at the lows from January, and it's making some traction. It's gaining some traction.
Oh yeah. Definitely some higher lows there for sure.
Mhm. Let's see if we can go back to this story here. So what's the deal with JP Morgan? Despite JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon calling Bitcoin worthless just 5 months ago, that hasn't stopped the firm from trying its hand with crypto. For example, in creating its own payment token with the JPM coin, which hasn't had an update in a while, as well as its plans to become the first lender in the metaverse. I don't even know if that would be true.
How does that? I
Uh,
don't. The metaverse, man. I mean, you got to get in on it, right? I mean, because it's there's something to it. People are spending money and buying real estate in the metaverse, for God's
oh,
sake.
yeah, the metaverse is huge, man. It's going to be best drug known to man.
But I don't understand it. I just don't get it, I guess.
Yeah, and yeah, it has a lot of room to grow, and it's growing extremely fast. It's making huge advancements. We're not far away from seeing augmented reality on the blockchain. We're not far
Wow.
at all. I mean, when we harvest the power of the blockchain, you can,
Augmented.
yeah, yeah. You talk about the matrix.
That's good God.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, it's a world on top of another world, and you throw your goggles on, your earpieces, and disappear. Um, but J.P. Morgan being the first lender, they might be the first commercial lender. But I'm pretty sure you can get a loan in the metaverse. Let's see,
Somehow,
covering
right?
all.
Yeah. With crypto.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
For the metaverse, is it? Yeah, there are cryptos, yeah, for the metaverse, but there's also NFTs for the metaverse.
yes, yeah, and that's how you buy your property. That's how you buy your houses, the art on your walls, the music you listen to, all that stuff is NFTs.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and it's some of the metaverse games that I've taken a look at um, seem to put gameplay into the common tasks of uh, decentralized finance. So you farm your tokens, you stake your tokens here and there, but there's a game in it. So it makes it easy for children to learn. It makes it easy for people to adopt. You know, it's it's the same stuff you would do in Grand Theft Auto, except now there's real money behind it. There's cryptocurrency instead of you know the bullshit Grand Theft Auto tokens that you buy from Rockstar. It's actually cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I've
So
heard of people buying, like I said, real estate on there. And I heard something. I think it was on the radio that someone was like a young girl was raped in the metaverse. I mean, who sees that? Which court? How
I
does one get raped? I mean, I would probably take the fuck goggles off, right? I mean,
oh my god, I saw digital dick.
what the fuck?
Hey, there's a story here that someone paid $450,000 to be Snoop's neighbor in the metaverse. So somebody
God,
paid $450,000 for the house NFT next to Snoop Dogg in the sandbox.
wow.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
that's
mean,
what it
just
is. So you're buying real estate, so you get celebrities on board. I mean, yeah, because I
yeah,
guess you can create your own communities and things like that. I'm sure, right?
yeah, yeah. Uh,
And so is the
metaverse.
purpose of this to like get lost into another world, like literally like the Matrix, like you said earlier, or is it to be like social with your friends from around the globe, or they can be you guys can all meet up and you can come to my virtual house and I can go see yours. Is that the thing, or is it just to like create your own whatever, or is it either?
It is if you threw out 1,000 more scenarios and then you picked your poison. So
Scary?
yeah, yeah, yeah. The metaverse is going to be something crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, just give it enough time, and you will not be able to distinguish reality from virtual reality. When you use the blockchain, you can have the world's computer resources. You know, working just to augment reality. All the bandwidth, all the storage, all the rendering, and the processing power of every computer connected to the blockchain.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just think what you can do with the PS5. Just I have you seen the graphics on the PS5?
Yeah, I have. They're it's crazy real, and I think you can actually hook virtual reality up to it, right?
I yeah, they've had those goggles out for a while. I still haven't used them. I use the PS4's and that boxing the boxing virtual reality thing. That was pretty cool. But yeah, it won't be long before you can't tell the difference. And see,
Is that good? Do we? Is that what we need?
I don't think it is. That's what I'm saying. There's only going to be users and programmers.
I mean,
This
we
is going
don't
to be the
even know
best
what
drug known to
fucking
man.
bathroom to use in this country or in this world.
Yeah.
We want to get involved with some extra shit like this. I don't know, man.
It might be an outlet for some people. I mean, just think how many people out there feel like they are living in the wrong body. You know,
No, yeah, that's
their
another.
spirit picked the wrong avatar in this world. Now they can go to the metaverse and be whoever they want to be.
That's true. And
Yeah.
you don't have to. There's no expensive surgeries.
No, no, no. You can use any bathroom you want.
Wow, man. Yeah, in the metaverse, it can be huge. Or is it already? Is it a certain size already? Like it's capped, or is it up for
I
expansion? How does that?
I mean, it's blockchain. Everything's possible.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Could
why
be
would you
endless.
have a world that ended? You know, you just get to a part that nobody's programmed yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this is Zuckerberg.
No, see, that's Meta. That's the Facebook one. But there are several out there like Axie Infinity, the Sandbox. Let's see if I can bring this up. Um,
And not to get off on a tangent, we can be a bit ADD.
all the
For
time. It's all right. It's all
Yeah,
right.
we'll
It's
go
our
all
show.
over
We can
the
do what the hell
place.
we want.
We just go with the flow.
Yeah. But yeah, if we look at Axie Infinity here, this metaverse is, I mean, it looks like a child's game.
Mm-hmm.
You can fight.
And like you said, most of them are right. Most of them are games.
Yeah, yeah. And if you look at the Sandbox, um, this actually looks like one of those games my nieces and nephews play. My daughter plays.
Wow.
Kind of looks like Robux. Yeah, but yeah, Snoop's got an avatar here. He's got a house, and he's got a record company in the metaverse. Yeah, so this just started. The metaverse just started a few months ago. Mm. But yeah, man. Let's see. Yeah, moving on with the JP Morgan screwing us all over again. Yeah. This is not the end for crypto. Definitely isn't. There are other blockchains, and it's time for us to start using them. All right. Let's see.
I can't imagine some developers not getting on this immediately to find another wallet.
Yeah.
Someone out there. Because crypto will evolve.
Oh yeah, nothing to worry about. I'm sure these are problems that everyone assumed would happen, when these big banks jumped in. But I don't think anybody considered this screwy, uh, this fuckery that's happening with MetaMask. But there's alternatives. There's I don't know if there's any alternatives for Ethereum's virtual machine.
Dude, this is just crazy information. This is overwhelming. And I mean, MetaMask is the wallet. I mean, I would say present day, right? I mean, would you agree?
I mean that's
As far
what
as
I'm.
cold wallet, I mean,
Yeah, that's the
yeah,
default.
yeah.
Everybody uses MetaMask. Especially
Hmm.
with Ethereum, they go hand in hand. Why would you go anywhere else?
So what I
Uh,
was saying earlier, let me clarify.
mhm.
Not a lot of these are games, but a lot of the tokens that have been created for the metaverse are for games. So they serve a lot of utility, right?
Ye-
To support these games.
yeah, but from what I've seen inside these games, you pretty much go around and you do the normal stuff that you would normally do in finance, where you stake your tokens, you create liquidity pools, all kinds of stuff. They just built a game around the stuff people normally do on Pancake Swap.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I mean, so like you said, you could teach a kid. I mean, kids could play this. This is something your son or your daughter could play
yeah,
and
yeah,
learn but finance. And I guess you'd actually be making money at the same time, correct?
yeah, yeah. If they're any good at it, but this is one of the weak parts. One of the weak parts that we have in this country, where our children don't know about finance until they get screwed over with student loans or bad credit card debt, or some kind of poor decision made with money.
But did you
Um,
read Beowulf? Did you learn about fucking Beowulf in high school? Didn't learn shit about balancing a checkbook.
Not at all. Not at all. I guarantee you. God, it just brought back a whole bunch of bad memories. I hated high school
Ugh.
for this. Well, I just hated school in general, just for this reason. I mean, they do nothing but indoctrinate you, with nonsense and lies. Mm, don't teach you anything about finance. And the first thing they do is they release you to go to college, and somebody hands you a loan paper, for a student loan.
That is absolutely the first thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
credit card companies and everything.
you
You
go
know,
buy some fancy vehicle,
yeah, yeah,
because that's your measure of success. Like that's kind of you know the vibe you get from teachers sometimes. Everyone, if someone drives a cool car, it's like, oh, that's Dr. Ingram's car. Or, uh, you know,
yeah. But they're they raise victims, they raise slaves for the economy, is what they're doing.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, that's why I couldn't stand school. They're setting you up just to the only reason why school is there is so you don't break their fucking machines.
Yeah, they don't want
Until
you
the
to think
industrial
outside the
age.
box.
Yeah, until the industrial age, churches ran schools, and it was only so you could read the Bible, so then somebody else could take your fucking money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah. No,
uh,
you're right. That's exactly what happens, man. It's just they don't want creative thinking. They don't want people to, you know, think outside the box or talk about new ideas or break the what is it? What do they call it? The plan, the lesson plan, or the agenda.
yeah,
You can't deviate outside of that. And then who in the hell can afford private school?
right,
I
right.
think that's what haven't been to private school. I was a public school boy,
Uh, Private
but
school's no different. They just teach you about religion on top of everything else. You get one extra class.
Is that what it is? I thought
Yeah.
private school was like they teach you to think for yourself. Is that?
Oh, I'm thinking about Catholic school. I'm sorry.
Well, Catholic school, you get, hey, shit, you learn more about more than school, and they teach you how to pray and shit. But I mean, you know, Father Hogan or whoever the hell is back there, man, he getting a piece of ass somewhere.
Oh God, man. Oh God.
And, you know, I just never understood that. It's just a recipe for disaster. You got kids in, you know, serving the church and learning about the church and working closely with everyone and you know, being close to the Father and being able to do the communion and those things. But then you have this guy who's not married and he's not supposed to have any ass ever. It's just a recipe for disaster. I mean, come on. Just a recipe for disaster. You know, there's just a lot of creeps out there, man. And it's unfortunate. You know, make a joke about it, but, you know, my heart does go out to the victims. The Catholic Church is one of the biggest.
They're meant to molest children. And just think of all the people that you know that are deacons or, you know, some kind of higher up in a church. Now, think about all the priests that molest children that just get moved. they don't go to jail. They don't get fired. You know, they still run a church, even though you got legions of people behind them willing to take their spot. Yeah.
Hey, on to the next church. You know what? We're building a new one. We need money. That's always the goal. We're you know, so this church I went to for a few years, my family went to it. They were raising money for church, and they were over $2 million at the time. This was probably 2008, 2009. They're still up to like, I don't know, $3 million or something, and there hasn't been shit built at all. And I mean, they've been trying to build this thing since the early 2000s. It's just, I mean, where's all that money going? And can we account for it all currently? You know,
Right.
A lot of questions, man.
Yeah. It's just one hustle set up after another. How soon do you think it'll be before the Vatican creates their own token?
It could happen. It probably will happen. There won't be any fucking taxes involved.
Oh, well, here we go.
No disrespect to our Catholic viewers.
No.
May the Lord be with you. Catholic Bitcoin. That's
Catholic
what you were alluding to. Right.
Vatican may launch a blessed cryptocurrency taxed in favor of world poor.
Wow.
Yeah, a proposal was made for the Holy See to use its blessed power over a Bitcoin-like currency with a built-in cut taken from the recipient of the currency in any transaction. That sounds like FEG. The cut will be marked as a Vatican-owned and convertible per its current rate to any fiat currency, which will be managed by the Pope apparatus towards help and support for the poorest people on earth. You know, they have money. They have physical money. They don't have to create money. They can feed a lot of fucking poor people with the money
they got their own fucking territory, right? I mean, is it a country within a country? What is it? It's more than just a fucking city. Like their own thing. And everything's really fucking nice there. You know, like really fucking expensive. Yeah, I would say.
The idea is to promote the Catholic Bitcoin in churches worldwide, whitewash it from a shady reputation that stains Bitcoin and attracts hundreds of millions of worshipers that would never touch Bitcoin. But don't rush to trade with the Pope's money. Being supernatural.
Oh my
God. Pope
God.
is a fitting mint of a cross-border currency. Oh my God. Yeah.
Sounds like a good investment because there'd be a lot of people running in on that one.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, there's just people who just can't wait to pay the church.
Yeah. Can you think about the rug pull on this one?
The Vatican's expanding its territory.
Wow.
I
Oh,
don't mean to talk shit about the Vatican. I don't want to end up dead or anything.
does that
But
happen?
I love the Vatican. I don't know. I've seen the movie.
Which one? Pick one.
Just pick one. Yeah, there's a lot of them actually.
Catholic Bitcoin. Oh, that's gonna take off. What's that? That's
Interesting.
That's from 2017, huh?
I wonder if that's I bet it's possibly a thing. And some idea like this I could see getting, launched on the smart DeFi network, right? I mean, a church could create its own token.
Oh, of course they can. Just like let's see. Those,
I mean, their own token specific to their church,
like Elrond.
Is that one?
Yeah, yeah. For all these Scientologists out there, they have their own fucking blockchain.
Well, that's because you got to like keep subscribing and paying dues and fees and learning things, right?
Hey, have you been audited?
Mm.
What's your meter levels at? I don't know anything about Scientology other than what Bill Maher made fun of in his documentary.
Have you seen you haven't seen the documentary with
the girl from King of Queens?
Yeah, King of the Queens, Lisa something, right?
Yeah, with her
that was what was eye-opening to me. I thought Scientology, like when I heard they didn't like medicine, I mean the name Scientology in medicine, I thought would go hand in hand. A name like Scientology. When I heard that they don't like those things, I mean, unless it really seems like science to me, I don't know. But
Leah Remini.
Yeah.
Whatever. She's absolutely
I
gorgeous.
just know Tom Cruise went fucking nuts on that couch with oh boy, what was his name? Matt Lauer.
Oh yeah, was that when they were talking about the psych meds?
Yeah,
And
Good Morning
postpartum
America,
depression or
right?
something?
Yeah.
Where's that? Did he do that? He did the same thing with Oprah too, didn't he?
Maybe it was Oprah. Was it Oprah?
I know he lost his shit publicly a few times.
I do remember the Bill Murray documentary that you were referencing earlier. What was that? What was that called?
Religious.
Yeah.
Jeez, that was 14 years ago.
I don't know. Man, I remember when it first came out. Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't want to. That's not. I don't want to steer anybody away from religion.
Because what if you're wrong?
Man doesn't have a fucking concept of what the fuck's going on. Again, we don't know what bathroom to use. We don't know what the fuck's going on after death or anything. But religion is good for some people and it does help them. And to have something to fall back on is important. But the Catholic Church, fuck. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I don't know how they get so many young people in the Catholic Church. I mean, I definitely wouldn't send my children.
I know. To be close to a guy named Father.
Mm.
So, true story. My dad and his brothers were all raised in the Catholic Church. This was like back in, they were in the 60s and 70s. And two of the three brothers insist that the nuns put the fear of God in them and like abuse them physically, psychologically, attack their esteem, those things. And then while you're with Father, he may be touching, come to find out. But there was just a lot of abuse going on. And there's a few documentaries out there about that stuff.
Yeah. There's,
I mean,
what was that one movie that came out with Kevin Bacon and all those guys? It was back in the 80s. They were abused by the
oh
church.
yeah, oh yes. And it was like in the Bronx, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't Brad Pitt in it? I think there were some big names in that movie.
Yeah. Remember, what was it? Here it is. Here's the story. So you know, the Catholic Church is big on taking in orphans and shit. They unearthed, like, look at this, 182 human remains in unmarked graves from this Catholic-run residential school.
Oh my God! And they're taking
Yeah.
it. I mean, orphans.
Let's here. Let me. Okay, so Cranbrook, British Columbia, a Canadian Indigenous group said Wednesday a search using ground-penetrating radar has found 182 human remains in an unmarked graves at a site near a former Catholic church-run residential school that housed Indigenous children taken from their families.
Mm.
Wow. Yeah. So you don't see anybody paying for these crazy crimes. The
All
latest
forgiven.
discovery of graves. Yeah, all
You go
forgiven.
to you go to fucking confession, and you're forgiven.
If you're a father, do you confess to yourself?
I don't know. That's a good question.
The
You
latest
call yourself
discovery of graves near Cranbrook, British Columbia, follows the reports of similar findings of two other such church-run schools. One of more than 600 unmarked graves and another of 215 bodies. Cranbrook is 524 miles from Vancouver. Holy shit. They unearthed 1,000 people murdered.
Good Lord.
Yeah, stolen, murdered people. Jesus.
That's a hell of a life, man, isn't it? That's terrible.
Yeah. Let's call it for what it is. Louis
It's like
told CBC Radio.
it's a farm, man. I mean, like fuck that. They're like farming their own people to. I mean, well, these kids, and these kids are off the record. They're orphans, so stealing, bringing them, adopting them, calling them orphans, making it sound real nice, raping the fuck out of them, and then murdering them.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just death. I mean, we don't know the in between.
Shit, look at this. From the 19th century until 1970s, more than 150,000 Indigenous children were forced to attend state-funded Christian boarding schools in an effort to assimilate them into Canadian society. Thousands of children died there of disease and other causes, with many never returned to their families.
Oh, wow.
Holy fucking shit. They were doing this shit in the 70s? Assimilating Indigenous people. In the 70s.
Damn, man. Imagine how many people, because I'm sure it's been going on, right? It's been since.
Wow.
Forced to attend. Wow. They died of disease.
Yeah.
Yeah. They died. That's what was told to the families.
Yeah. Wow. Last month, the remains of 215 children, some as young as 3 years old, were found buried on a site It was once Canada's largest indigenous residential school near Kamloops, British Columbia. It sounds like a children's cereal. Kamloops.
It does, yeah,
Kamloops.
Kamloops, yeah.
Kamloops.
It does, yeah. Fruit Loops.
Holy shit.
So, not to change the subject, that movie was called Sleepers, by the way. I did look it up. And it
Okay.
had Robert De Niro, Kevin Bacon, Dustin Hoffman, and Brad Pitt in it. Also Jason Patrick. So, going to go to another subject. Since you talked about Canada, were you familiar with the trucker issue up there, the strike and the funding in Bitcoin to those truckers?
No. Hold on now.
You gotta look that up, man. Yeah, that was huge. I don't know. I'm not too up to date on it.
All right, so I got two stories here. Canada sanctions 34 crypto wallets tied to trucker freedom convoy.
Yeah.
Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Monero, and Cardano addresses are all on the list.
It's kind of going to what you were saying, I guess. I figured there was going to be some fallout from it, but after the aftermath of finding out who funded what.
Wow. The Ontario Provincial Police. How the fuck do you pronounce that? Provincial Police and Royal Canadian Mounted Police ordered all regulated financial firms to cease facilitating any transactions from 34 crypto wallets tied to funding trucker-led protests in the country. So now these people, these crypto wallets can't make any withdrawals through centralized finance places like Bitcoin or Coinbase. Is that pretty much what that means?
Send your funds.
Let's see. The federal police agencies working with the Financial Transactions and Reports Analysis Center of Canada, FinTrack, are investigating cryptocurrency donations supporting the weeks-long protest against Canada's vaccine mandate. The protests are now deemed illegal under the Emergencies Act, invoked by Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau for the first time since the law was passed in 1988. Wow.
Yeah, it was definitely a situation that was ongoing for a while. I guess they made it in the country. You had to get vaccinated, and said, "Fuck you! It's our choice."
Right.
I don't know how the truckers got involved. I mean, maybe it was the truckers union or something. Let's see.
Okay, here it is. The truck drivers began their protests near the end of January against international travel restrictions imposed by the Canadian government, which requires all entrants to the country to be vaccinated against COVID-19. The truckers blocked international bridges and borders crossing into several Canadian provinces.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's one thing. Truckers, everything you get comes on a truck.
Yeah.
As soon as they shut down, man, it's gridlock for the rest of the country, right?
Yeah.
Unless you start switching over to
supplies, materials. I mean, raw materials. That shit that's on the shelf at Walmart doesn't just get there on its own,
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow. Let's see. The Emergency Act was set to take aim at protesters' finances. Speaking alongside Trudeau, Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland said banks can immediately freeze or suspend bank accounts tied to the truckers without a court order and without fear of civil liability.
Mm.
Wow, that's some broad-reaching powers.
Wow. So they were going to block them. They
Wow.
suspended the GoFundMe. They tried to raise the fiat. That's so. I mean, I guess like it's kind of like it would be equivalent to the sanctions that being imposed on Russia.
Yeah. Yeah. Then with
on a smaller scale
yeah.
against their own.
Hey, with let's see, what'll be a way around this? You just throw it through like tornado cash, and then on the other, it comes out clean on the other side.
Yeah, is it so? What is that? What I've heard of tornado, but I haven't. I'm not a big baller. I don't have a need, but is that what it does? That's how you make you get a different. You basically makes your money anonymous, right? Or is it laundering?
Yeah,
Is that what?
it's Bitcoin laundering. I think Tornado Cash was one of the first private transaction blockchains I came across.
Mm.
If I'm remembering this correctly. Now, let's see.
Because I know an exchange that got hacked in like the Qubit exchange, and they said that I guess the hacker somehow got in there and was able to supply a fake coin, but then still all the liquidity.
Right.
So they tracked the wallet, but it led to a tornado, and I think after that it's lost, right? I mean, it just gets.
Yeah. I mean, it says Tornado Cash is a fully decentralized protocol for private transactions on Ethereum. So you run it through here, and it comes out to a different wallet. Amazing. So I guess there are ways around this. But I am not the smartest guy in the world. I've read about this stuff. I've never done it. So I don't even know.
There has to be a fee for each one of these transactions, though, right?
Oh, God, yes.
Gas fees or for everything. Geez, it'd have to probably be literally a tornado of transactions. Just so many.
Yeah, I wonder how expensive it is to use Tornado Cash. I don't know. If one of you guys know the answer, please drop it down in the comment section below. Is it cheaper than Ethereum?
Yeah,
might make sense to switch over.
Oh my God. I sold some SHIB one time, like when it peaked, and obviously Ethereum was high, and it was total bull market, and it costs probably 25 to 30%. I think is what I came up with of what I made off of SHIB. All went to the gas fees, man, and having to have Ethereum to support the transaction. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah. I've used Ethereum twice.
Really?
Yeah, I'm done.
I think I'm done too. I think I'm that SHIB deal left a bad taste in my mouth, man. I'm tired of hearing fucking E 2.0 or whatever. Like, where the fuck is it?
Yeah. Us broke people need it.
I mean, the gas fees are ridiculous. I mean, we're talking
Yeah,
$100 to move some crypto.
yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Especially when you can go to like Phantom and do it for a couple of cents, or Polygon do it for a couple of cents. Yeah, Binance. There are a lot of alternatives out there with pegged coins, or uh, cross-chain coins. So I haven't seen the need for Ethereum yet. In with my transactions, outside of like SHIB,
Yeah.
buying SHIB. Yeah, no.
I mean, the smart thing
Ethereum.
to do if you're gonna own Ethereum, and a lot of people don't like this because you don't manually possess it, but just keep that shit on an exchange and maybe two-factor authentication. I would definitely always recommend that, such as a YubiKey or whatever. I would recommend a device, and that way, I mean, you don't really pay those gas fees on there, you know. But when you go to move it wallet to wallet, you got to have Ethereum in the wallet to support the ERC20 token transaction. So that's where the gas fees come from. And so you're going to have Ethereum. You're always going to have some Ethereum to transact it. And Ethereum to transact the Ethereum and any ERC20 token. Yeah. It adds up.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It's not for the it's not for the light walleted.
Yeah. It's not for ballers on a budget like us, right?
That's it, man. I can't afford to use Ethereum.
I'm with you on that. I think there's a lot of people that feel the same way.
Yeah, with mass adoption of crypto being here, people need cheap alternatives. I mean, it shouldn't make. If you need gas money for your car, you shouldn't have to pay a $50 fee in Ethereum just to get $20 out.
I mean, you can use Dogecoin, and it's like,
Yeah,
I think it's 30, 40 cents, maybe.
Dogecoin is beautiful.
I mean, their transaction fees, and Binance even. I mean, Binance Smart Chain, for instance, those transactions, they're very affordable. A couple cents usually, right? Maybe $2 or $3 if it's demand's high.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of my transactions are, 8 to 15 cents, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are other places to go, and it looks like these privacy coins are going to be huge.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, especially with big banks jumping in. And now everybody's taking a look at financial transactions on the blockchain for tax purposes. Yeah, you'll see a lot of people moving to these privacy coins.
It makes sense. I mean, the purpose of, the granddaddy of them all, Bitcoin or blockchain in general, was to be anonymous, decentralized, not have your transactions known. And this is just how it's going to evolve. Like the JP Morgan article, man, that's very eye opening there.
Yeah. Did you have you heard anything about these the digital dollar that's coming out that the Federal Reserve's talking about doing?
I figured that would happen. That's the way they can link transactions directly with the dollar. But I haven't heard that they were supposedly coming out with something. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I mean it's got to come, right? It's got to come.
Is that recent news?
Yeah, I just been reading a few things about it here and there. Um, Let me see if I can find the article. 'Cause there was one that was talking about how, of course, your wallet address will be associated with your identity. It's
Mm-hmm.
like replacing a social security number, kind of, replacing the utility that your social security number provides.
Okay.
So, medical records and credit and yeah, everything that's associated with your social security number would be on this digital wallet, and then I guess you could also use it for voting, uh, that type of stuff. Um,
Wow.
and then they had this social credit score. Let me see if I can find this article.
Like the China social credit score?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. I don't mind uh, them coming into cryptocurrency, or the dollar, because that shows acceptance of cryptocurrency, right? Um, and they can really keep their game going because I mean they can create however many dollars and probably make it to where they possibly add to it. I don't know if that would be a thing. I would hope that they would asset back it by something legit, you know?
Oh, who knows? I mean, it's not backed by anything now. I mean, I think I maybe backed by Bitcoin. I mean, that would
Right?
be
They
the
would have
only
to,
thing that would make sense, right?
or like
Um,
an actual quantified amount of gold, you know, and it doesn't change. Like we don't add to it. We don't. It's locked in a vault. But I mean, who has keys to the fucking vault? I mean, you know, when do we know it moves? Does it get reported? Or those, you know, those things. So something. I mean, other than just a fictitious uh, number that just keeps rising.
Jesus. Yeah,
I
they
wonder how many dollars are in circulation.
I mean, but do you really want these people involved in currency? I mean, they fucked it up. They fucked it
Right.
up already. And uh how many times have they fucked it up? You know, this isn't the first central banking system this country's had. We had what, three or four or so. Um I- you just can't get money right. Maybe it's not supposed to ever be right. I don't know. But
No, man, it's built to people's favor, unfortunately, is what's happened historically here. And that's what's happened now. I mean, the best way we had it was when it was backed by gold. And then we changed it. When Nixon was president. I mean, what a nice guy, a crook. He had he enacted a law, I believe, that um, made it where we were no longer asset backed by gold anyway, and uh, where the Federal Reserve could it made it to where they could manipulate our currency and stuff to their favor. So once we were no longer backed by anything, inflation goes. We go from deflationary to inflationary, and then shortly, after that. Uh, Reagan somehow talked us all into trickle down economics. I mean, ain't shit trickled down since then, you know. Um, and just everything that happens and has happened since has just been terrible. But from the get go, you're right. I mean, back in at the Alexander Hamilton days, right? They were
yeah.
it was rigged.
Yeah.
There were
Yeah.
people that questioned it.
Same banking families each time. Probably. I don't know.
No shit.
Yeah, they keep rug pulling countries.
God, man, that's a lot of money.
It is. It is. Let's see. I got an article here. Um, G News. Digital currency strips away more of our freedoms. So, President Biden just announced that the United States will introduce a new central bank digital currency, signaling more government control of our lives. In October 2020, Augustus Carstens, the Bank for International Settlements general manager, outlined a social credit score system as the true goal of the central banks. The central banks will own all the money in your account, and the Federal Reserve will be able to take money out of your account whenever it wants without due process.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No.
That's that sounds about right. The IMF, the World Bank, and the Bank for International Settlements, which manage and track all the money around the world, are coming out with their global digital system that everything will be fed through. They will have the ability to track and trace all of your money, every transaction you make. In a cashless society, they will be able to program your money like a machine and determine where you can spend your money and what you can do with it. In the present, these global centralized entities aren't able to see what you're doing when you spend $100 bill. Huh. This brings up to a lot of questions,
Yeah.
man.
What happens to dollars that are in circulation? There has to be a transition, I would think. But yeah, for the people that like to live off the grid, man, that's not going to be a thing.
Yeah, a
It's
lot
just
of
smarter
thinking.
to go to the cryptocurrency, right? I mean, it really is.
It is. Um,
But I think
but I think,
cryptocurrency will evolve to where, and is evolving to where we can have anonymous transactions, or people can if they choose.
yeah, yeah. I mean, but I don't know. I think everything is fine the way it is.
Like, leave them the fuck out. JP Morgan, all of
Yeah.
them, get the fuck out. Stay
Yeah,
the fuck.
yeah, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Just deal with what's already in
What you,
place.
yeah, what you've
Um,
already fucked up. Let's
yeah.
own that.
And just just think. I mean, you've been on government websites. They're not
Oh,
always the best. And these people created the internet.
no kidding.
um it, stay out of the money. Uh yeah, I think they should just adopt Bitcoin as the national currency, like Venezuela. Was it Venezuela or no? It was
El Salvador,
El
right?
Salvador. Yeah, El Salvador. Um, and I don't know. How about build just peg the dollar to it or something? I don't know. It makes way more sense than to take the fiat currency that we already have and convert it over to digital.
It's gonna be a total cluster.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they can control emissions through block generation. They can do buybacks and burns. Just think about that. You know,
You think?
I don't think it would happen, but
No, man, they're not gonna. They're definitely not gonna build anything in our favor,
I mean, but
right?
that's one way to control inflation, right? And you start locking up digital dollars and giving staking rewards and all kinds of other shit, and you can control the rise and fall of your currency.
Wow.
I don't know.
They
I
could,
don't.
yeah, they could take. I mean, they could get some Bitcoin, uh, get some. Well, I mean, fuck. I mean, they could get BNB. Go to smartdefi.com and launch the damn coin, right?
Yeah.
And they can do whatever, rewards, staking, whatever. But uh, you know, are they going to make it where you can make money off their dollar? No, I would think that there's going to be some institutional and corporate, or probably just government interests involved, possibly some corporations, which they're the ones that are going to get the staking rewards, which is fine. If I could just have to transfer my cryptocurrency to pay my bills to live here, that's fine. But I don't see how they can tax cryptocurrency. Right now we're income tax, right? That's what we get taxed at. It's the biggest one. And then
Yeah.
of course there's property tax and there's sales tax. It seems like the thing to do if they really wanted to tax that is to raise sales tax. Because I don't think no one's getting income in cryptocurrency. I mean, passive income, but I'm talking wages. That's what is supposed to be taxed, right?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess they'll fucking modify the tax law and shit again. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who is?
I'm not even sure how any of this stuff works. Just take it to the tax dude and let him figure it out.
No shit.
Yeah, because all these things are kind of new this year, right? I mean, most of these laws just came out the past year or two.
Yeah. That was a Trump thing, right? He did something with the like raising the income range for middle class. I think it was like 250 to damn near $1 million or something like that.
Yeah, that's middle class.
There was all kinds of things. Yeah. And then there was something to do with shit, man. I mean, so in that category, most people are fucking poor, per the IRS guidelines or standards.
Yeah.
250, that's middle class. Fuck, I thought I was middle class, man. I guess not.
Middle class is wide. They'll say what 50,000 to what 400,000. What's the numbers? It's something fucking ridiculous. It's so wide that people at both ends aren't living anywhere near each other. If you're bringing in $400,000 and as a yearly income, and then you got a guy making $60,000, I ain't in the same neighborhood.
Shit, it's not even in the same town.
No, not at all, not at all. So, you would consider doctors middle class.
Some doctors, unfortunately, I think don't make a whole lot of money, or they do, but they spend their whole lives working for it. Like literally 80 to 120 hours a week is not uncommon.
Yeah, I've heard about that, and work them like horse.
Oh yeah, especially I think if you like specialize in something, like if you're a surgeon, so you're so rare. I mean, the facilities want you there performing these surgeries, right?
Right.
But you get into specialty doctors and they decrease. Anyone can be, I guess, a family practitioner, or, I don't know, or an ER doctor. Those are the main ones you would think about. But to actually specialize and focus in cardiology and become a cardiologist or electrophysiologist in cardiology, or a pulmonologist or something, that increases your level of expertise and thus your salary, but also the ownership in which your facility is going to have in you. And they're going to demand a lot.
Yeah. Fuck.
So I think they say lawyers too, and a lot of people think just being a lawyer, just you get a bag of money and go to work and just fill it up. But I don't think a lot of lawyers don't make a whole lot of money either. I would be pissed, man. Could you imagine spending 7 to 8 years in law school, in your medical school or whatever, and then having to do like an internship for a few years afterwards?
That apprenticeship program that doesn't pay you shit.
And then, just to, finally get done and just not make shit,
Yeah, that sucks. That's it's the chance you take.
Jeez.
Hey, hold on one second. Sorry about that. I had to get some water. I'm all cotton mouth over here.
Oh, you're good, brother.
Yeah. Fuck, that's crazy.
Man, this crypto, it's still very, I think, early. You know, it's in there. It's still its early phases, but I mean, it's
Super early.
obviously exploding. And I'm interested to see, like, you know, when the recession, like if you follow stock markets, and particularly 2008, I just remember you saw oil rise, the recession followed, and everyone started cashing out of the stock market and uh, moving their assets to gold or like commodities, right? So we've seen gold this last week hit the 2000 mark for the first time since I think 2012. Which, you know, obviously around that time we were coming out of the recession. So people start moving their assets back into the market and things like that. But we just hit 2000 again. So with this gold rush that's probably going to come, I'm interested to see, will there be a crypto rush as well? And I think there hopefully will be.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is the safe haven for the world right now. Um, there's nothing better than Bitcoin, in my opinion. Uh, nothing can reach it. Bitcoin's rolling. Cryptocurrency is where it's at. Uh, see, can you imagine never having to go through probate with any of your finances? You know, if you pass away, you know, it's just a wallet address you just hand over to your children. It's, you know, there's no courts involved. You know, there's no arguing about beneficiaries or anything. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, it can keep people out of your business.
I mean, you can create wallets for your kids and just, you know, if you got 4 kids, create them each a wallet and send some to it, let them grow, you know, and then when they reach a certain age, give it to them. I mean, obviously at 18, I mean, no one needs to be loaded with money. That's the last thing we need. But, you know, they get a responsible age or accomplish something, or you get a trade or go to school or whatever they're doing. You know, and they're 25, you know, instead of a mutual fund, you give them a crypto wallet that you've had for years. And
Yeah.
as we've seen since, it just continues to go up in value and explode.
Yeah.
The more popular it becomes, man.
Freaking amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, say gold's up to $2,000. So, in
Yeah.
your opinion,
You
the
know,
recession's starting, huh?
I think so. The oil spike was the biggest clue, because they say, historically speaking, when we have oil spike like this, a recession always follows. If you go back and look at time, history, I mean, history does repeat itself, and we haven't had a recession in a long time, because there's a big thing about, it's called the business political cycle. I think it's a professor at either Yale or I think it's Yale, talks about the business political cycle, meaning, you know, at the end of an 8-year president, we usually have a recession. And, you know, of course, we had one at the end of Bush, the beginning of Obama, right?
Right.
But at the end of Obama, we didn't really have that. And we kept pumping
Yeah.
through Trump. And so, I mean, we haven't had one in a while. It's been, you know, we're almost through, what are we? We didn't have one after Obama. That was 8 years, 4 years, 12, and plus another 2, you know, 14
Yeah.
years. We're due, man. And unfortunately, we're due big. I do remember the stock market, the Dow Jones was at 16,000 when it collapsed in 2008.
Mm.
When the bottom fell out, it went from 16,000 to 8,000. Okay, so when it got to 16,000 again, like when we started coming out, this was probably, I don't know, 2011, 2012. I'm just guessing. I started thinking, oh man, we're going to collapse again. No, we went to 20,000. And I was like, oh man, it's not a good time to get in the stock market. So we went to 23, 25,000. Okay. And it was like, man, a collapse has to be coming soon. Well, we're at 30 something thousand right now, 33, 34,000. And we have not corrected in a long time, ladies and gentlemen. So just know your history, do your research. Oil spike, recession.
So if you were to guess, how much time do you think we got?
I can't. It's hard to call that. It all. If I think of 2008, so it was like the end of 2007 is when the housing stuff started coming to fruition, and it was like, oh my God, we got a problem here. It was like fall of 2007, September, October, 2007, and then I think March of 2008 was the big fallout. So about 6 months after that, we could go on, I guess, for another few months, but just knowing the rate of inflation and this Ukraine and Russia conflict, it's certainly not helping. They say the numbers are due next month for the inflation again, and we're 7.9% this last time, which was 2 days ago. That's not factored in there, the Russia-Ukraine conflict. So in April, they come out with a shitty inflation report, man, of 10% or something. I mean, that's going to be devastating. And the fact that we're going to have to raise interest rates here on housing.
Oh my God. Yeah.
They've got to do that. They have to do it. They have to. And I mean, we're one thing from the Fed doing, and that's what happened in 2008. They raised the interest rates. And if you had variable rates, I mean, you got fucking hosed. I don't know why anybody would have a fucking variable rate, but that's a thing.
You remember they had those balloon mortgages too, where you would pay like no interest for the first couple years, and then the last part of your loan was like 20% or something crazy.
Oh yeah.
And then yeah, it wasn't that extreme, but yeah, you would pay very little, and then no. What it was is you would pay only on a portion of the actual value of the house for the first couple of years, and then after 5 years, you would pay on the full value of the house or something crazy like that. And when that started to switch over, the interest rates ballooned up, and a lot of people got caught up that way too.
I mean, they were just giving a house to anyone. I don't know if you've ever seen The Big Short. Have you seen that movie?
No, I didn't watch that.
It was about the guy that like he had a hedge fund, and he was the first one to short the housing market and in financials. And he did it with his hedge fund with a lot of money. He called, and one day he called and did it. Dude, they thought he was joking that he wanted to short it for that much money. And he said, no, I want to. And they were like in the background talking and laughing and like, yeah, take his fucking money. Fuck it. Dude, he made everyone in his hedge fund a fortune. But in that movie, they were showing strippers in Florida that were getting houses. I'm talking multiple houses, 300 to 400. I mean, 400 to 500,000, $500,000 homes, easy homes they had no business having, and they had 2 to 3 of them, multiple homes like that. And they were giving loans away left and right.
Wow, those are and all wrapped up with that what no documentation housing too, right? Where you didn't have to show your income or something like that. and they just
Oh
took your
yeah,
word
yeah,
for it as
yeah,
long as your credit was good.
yeah. Scouts honor.
Yeah, yeah. What was that called? Uh,
um,
yeah. But they were
like
applying the you didn't have to show your income like you were a business. Um,
yeah,
so they were giving these like business opportunities to regular people, and it caught a lot of people off guard.
man. A lot of people lost everything in that.
Yeah,
I mean, there were a lot of people, a lot of baby boomers that were getting ready to retire and be done, man. And fuck,
yeah,
now I'm going to be working till the day I die.
yeah. Fucking
Yeah, it is
crazy,
unfortunate, man.
crazy. Yeah, I can see it being right around the corner, man. These housing prices are ridiculous, and nobody's working. You raised the price of gas $1 over the last week, and people making $7 an hour aren't going to work now. You know,
Yeah.
it's so
I
strange.
mean, why?
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
would you?
Now it makes absolute, uh, it makes no sense to go to work for $7.50 an hour, when you're paying an extra dollar in gas. And it was hard finding people to show up before. Uh,
But
what
yeah, right
happened to this?
before the inflation, right? You're talking after the COVID
Yeah,
shutdown. Yeah.
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 I We saw how many businesses reduced their hours or closed completely. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
you
no
know,
kidding, man. And now, like, okay, so it costs you more money to go to that shitty job that you don't like on the commute every day. Like
yeah,
people are gonna fuck, man. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like this recession is gonna hit hard.
yeah, yeah. It's gonna be bad. And like
I
depression era bad.
I think so, man. It's just so much money's gotten printed and things like that. That's just not good. Um, what you kind of alluded to our last video podcast um, was, with inflation, doesn't crypto have to adjust to accommodate for that? And that's really interesting because I think so. It would make sense. So if our dollar, all of a sudden it's multiplies by 3, and it just goes down in value or whatever. I don't know how they track these things, but wouldn't our crypto go up by 3? Or, just throwing a random number out there.
Yeah,
I would think that it has to adjust, right?
I don't know. What if crypto's causing the inflation?
Because it's like we're seeing a comparison between shit that's like backed by something and
I,
fiat that isn't.
this shit was just it was nothing before. Now you have to print U.S. dollars to pay people that convert crypto over.
Mm.
Yeah, you got to create money for all the exchange of all these new currencies. And there's a lot of money flowing around in crypto that wasn't there, a couple of years ago. I don't know. I'm not a financial guy, and I have no clue what I'm
So what
talking about.
happens? So like a lot of places now, I understand, are starting to uh, accept crypto for payment, right? There's
Yeah,
talks at Amazon and eBay. They're like two of the main ones that are potentially, I think, are supposed to be doing it soon,
yeah,
accepting it. So you're getting corporate endorsement, obviously, to use it and spend it. So when you can actually spend your crypto for purchases, then what happens to the dollar that they printed to accommodate?
yeah, yeah.
Because you don't need it anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, those that are in crypto, I think, are going to be due for a very hefty payout when this all hits the fan. Unfortunately, if you're one of those ones that are in the middle and you don't own any crypto, I mean, I would say $100, own something, because if this thing hits like they anticipate, and inflation continues to go through the roof and excel. And like James just said, gas prices go up another $2 here in a month. I mean, we're going to see an economic collapse, and your $100 could turn into a lot of money.
Yeah. I don't know. I think blockchain is going to replace. It's going to replace a lot of. I think blockchain is it's possible to govern, the United States, replace politicians and shit. And I think there's a lot of power in
What do you mean?
blockchain.
What do you mean?
So yeah, say you hold polls for like laws or infrastructure, and then people vote with their like Ethereum address. Yeah. Oh.
And then I wonder if they can get enforcements, and that way, if we have some shitheads that come want to do something and ban it or do some crazy regulation or something on it here, someone could come out of the woodwork and be endorsed by crypto supporters.
Yeah. Makes for a strange world, man.
I also think in a way that crypto helps the dollar, because there's so many fucking printed dollars. If you took all the cryptos, was it you that was telling me, if you take all the cryptos and you cashed them all out, there's not enough fiat currency. And when we say that, we mean not just dollars, but like euros, pounds, Egyptian pounds, whatever's used, the dinar, whatever's used around the world, right? To accommodate for all of it.
I don't think there is. I mean, if we let's say we go over to Coin Market Cap and just and what's that? Bitcoin 700 and something billion. So we got $1 trillion right there just between Bitcoin and Ethereum. And you start going down the list, like how much money is actually in the world. You know, what I mean? Like our national debt is what, 13 trillion or something, or 20 trillion or something crazy. Yeah, and just the top 100 coins.
2 trillion. Or under 2 trillion, right? Is that that's what you just said?
I don't know.
The top 100.
I'm just saying. Yeah, it's like the top 100 coins. I mean, the market caps combined seem like be a lot of money,
God, so if it's that much in crypto, our debt is 20 trillion and climbing, like steadily. You can go on and actually see a live clock. I forgot what the website was, or a live ticker that shows you how much debt we are incurring, like by the second. And it's astronomical. So if this whole thing is worth 2 trillion, just under the crypto market, we have 20 trillion in debt. It says right there, 1.75 trillion.
Wow.
Oh, Ripple. And Ripple's on the up.
Where's it at?
Trending. There on the top.
Oh, okay.
Phantom. Now that's their own. Yeah, that's their own block. They have their own blockchain.
Oh, that's right. Ripple won that lawsuit not too long ago, right?
They say that that they're likely going to win it because I guess the SEC was told their main 2 documents of evidence it's inadmissible. I don't know what the holdup is. I guess they're saying that they're gathering. You know how they can tie things up forever, man.
Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. Some Ripple news. Let's see. Ripple's price explodes after judge issues ruling against SEC. That's what you're just talking about. Let's see. Price surged after a federal judge ruled that Ripple can proceed with one of its central arguments against the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. The court documents show Judge Lisa Torres has denied the SEC's motion to strike Ripple from using fair notice defense. You know what that means?
I don't.
Me either. Let's see. We got the power of Google. They put it free on my computer.
I'm looking it up. Fair notice. What's a fair notice defense? The Supreme Court has held the constitutional requirement of a fair notice in due process means that no person shall be forced to speculate as to the meaning of statutes. All are entitled to be informed as to what the state commands or forbids.
Okay. The San Francisco-based payments company has long argued that the SEC did not give Ripple adequate notice that the agency considered XRP to be a security. XRP has jumped 15% in the last 24 hours and is set at and is at 84 cents at the time of publishing. In an interview with Fox News, Ripple General Counsel Stuart Alderodi says the order highlights the validity of Ripple's argument. Today's order confirms that there is a serious question whether the SEC ever provided Ripple with fair notice that its distributions of XRP since 2013 would ever be prohibited under the securities law. We will continue to fight hard in defending this case so that the industry can get the needed clarity it deserves and move forward and thrive. Oh, okay.
This thing is going to be, this is a landmark for crypto because what they're challenging is a precedent that was set in 2015 with Ethereum, with regard to Ethereum and Bitcoin only, that the Supreme Court ruled and deemed those two things commodities. They're not tax-like properties. They're not the same as stock. So therefore, there is no SEC regulation of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ripple's challenging that. That was the deal. They were saying, why are you here? Why is the SEC? Why are you investigating this? You don't have any right to be here because they're challenging the precedent that was set that they're also commodities and not properties. So this is landmark, dude, because whatever's going to happen with this, with Ripple, especially if the Supreme Court says, hey, and rules in their favor that the SEC, that they are commodities and they aren't treated the same because of the precedent that was set, and they uphold that. That's going to set the standard for just about every crypto, I would think. Instead of having these every few years, we go to fucking court with another cryptocurrency or something. That's a whole other thing in itself.
Wow.
They say Ripple's legit. It's, I mean, God, look at it up there on CoinMarketCap. What number, with all this shit going on and everything, it's like the number 6 or 7 crypto in market cap.
Yeah. Number 6.
With all these black eyes still. I mean, it's number 6, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
I mean, this thing could be huge.
Yeah. Yeah. It can mean a lot for everybody, right?
You can't buy XRP right now on any exchange in the United States, like Kraken, Bitmart. You can't. I don't even know if Bitmart is it an American exchange? I don't know. You can't buy it on Bitmart. You can't buy it on Binance. I don't know how you buy it actually. I mean, unless you swap it on like a ledger, maybe. I'm not sure, but they've really blocked access to it. You'd have to go through some means that's probably banned by the United States to get Ripple right now. But
wow, that's crazy.
yeah, and so they put all this stuff, and it's still number 6 in market cap. It's insane. It's under $1. Could you imagine once it gets listed back on everything? I mean, what it'll be.
Right.
You can buy like a Binance version of it. You know how they have their
PEG tokens.
Yeah.
Let's see. We try to go over to see if we can find it on Bog Finance. Let's see. Exchanges. No. Yeah, Finance PEG XRP. Here we go. Shoot on over to Bog Finance. Pick up some XRP. Yeah, I wonder if this runs through Pancake Swap. Yeah, there it is, Pancake Swap version 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Ripple is basically for they say they could replace Swift. That's its utility. It's for bank transactions, specifically like international transfers. It like backs that.
Oh,
does that make sense?
Okay.
I may not be explaining that correctly, but essentially that's what it is. It's tied to like financial transactions, and they say that it could be a replacement for the Swift system.
Okay.
It's the word on the street anyway. This isn't financial advice, and again, we're not financial advisors. We're just two dudes trying to make a fucking $1 million. Is that cool? I don't think it's going to be worth a damn in the end, but we're trying.
Yeah. You can convert that $1 million over to fiat.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I would rather have cryptocurrency at this point in my life than any fiat, man. I really would.
Right.
It'd be cool.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it just makes sense. It makes sense. This looks like the natural evolution of things to me. But then again, when the power's off, you can't get to your crypto.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
What you were saying earlier, as far as making it easy when you send or receive your money, and you can send it anywhere in an instance, and there's eliminating the middleman altogether, right?
Yeah.
Which is like the threat here, because the banks can obviously profit as of now off of it. I saw this. I was reading this article the other day about why vendors would rather use crypto or get paid in crypto rather than credit card. And the reason is you may have seen it when especially at small businesses, they incur a 3% fee on all credit cards because there has to be a middleman. And not only that, but up to 180 days, someone can come back and cancel the purchase. So there's always that hanging over their head too, or challenge the purchase or whatever. Versus crypto, there's no middleman. There's no 3% fee. And, that again is one of the benefits of it. I mean, it's a lot of incentives to definitely move towards the crypto space and adopt more of it as far as our finances go. I mean, if you're escaping war, like people in Ukraine, right?
Yeah.
You can carry your gold with you. I mean, until someone knocks you in the fucking head and steals it from you, right?
Yeah.
Or you can remember your security phrase and always have access to your crypto. Again, as long as the power's on.
Yeah, you'll find power somewhere. There's too much solar around here not to have power. Yeah, but God, yeah, that's it seems like cryptocurrency has been the savior for war-torn Ukraine. Um, that's the only thing. They halted financial transactions from banks. You know, they put a limit on how much you could pull out, um, and it did a lot of screwy things with the money over there, their central banking system.
That's
And
scary, right?
yeah, it's very scary, and it's very possible. I could see it happening. Yeah, well, I mean, we saw it happen,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah,
You see it happen here.
yeah, I can definitely see it happening. I mean, that same thing happened what in 1920s, the run on the banks.
Yeah.
um, I don't know. I don't know. I think crypto is the best safe bet. Like you said, man, somebody's gonna knock you over the head for your sack of gold, you know, running around town like you're a leprechaun or some shit.
Yeah, leprechaun lifespan's probably not very long, right? Or the wealth in which the lifespan in which the leprechaun holds the gold is probably not long either. Whichever comes first.
But yeah, this is yeah, who you know when you have a country like the Ukraine getting bombed, you know, they're destroying infrastructure. You know, I wonder how many cell phones don't work now in certain places. Yeah, you couldn't even call for help. Uh, but your money will always be there on the blockchain.
Yeah, it will be. Because I mean, you got to imagine whatever happens if Ukraine somehow, you know, Putin quits on them. I think that's the only way they win their um, independence from that. And I don't think that. I think just the odds are stacked against them, unless there becomes some mutiny on the bounty in the case of Russia and Putin gets overthrown by his own people, which is very possible because I'm sure he's collapsed their economy with the sanctions alone, right? But it's hard
It
to
seems like
imagine
it.
that the Ukrainian currency like ever being a thing. I mean, their currency is probably worth nothing. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of this thing, will probably be worth nothing.
Yeah.
But crypto lasts forever. And I saw Elon Musk put out a tweet a couple weeks ago. Well, it's about I think it was last weekend, and he was basically saying that some governments, not Ukraine, um, and he was referring to the United States government, I believe, were telling him to block uh, Russian news sources on his Satlink, which is his satellite internet. So, and he said, "We will not do so unless held at gunpoint." Sorry to be a free speech absolutist, and it's just the whole thing's interesting. I mean, um, that's one thing, Elon Musk has given the world and introduced to the world is the power of solar panels. So having consistent electricity, right, an affordable
Yeah.
rate, and then the Satlink, we always are going to have Wi-Fi everywhere. So as long as you can have those two things, right, you can
Yeah.
move your cryptocurrency.
Yeah. You're yeah. Yeah.
Um,
This dude is digital home setter.
yeah, I fear for him, man. Like I like his stance, and I like how bold he is. Now he's not afraid to call But I do fear for his life because he's very influential, and there's a lot of, I'm sure there's a lot of root there for him.
Yeah, I'm
Specifically, probably to the fucking oil and natural gas industry. Probably fucking hates him.
I don't know, man. I don't know. This dude is he's done some amazing things, and now he's the richest man on the planet. He controls the fastest internet on the planet. Dude has governments paying him to send him into space. He is America's space program now. The largest Space Force defense contractor.
Wow.
I think he's he might be too valuable of a man to eliminate. You know, I think they need him. I think they need him.
I think, yeah. He's,
But this
he's
is
fuck, like the people's billionaire, right?
yeah. He's going to be the ruler of
like,
Mars.
When you hear him talk about it, like I remember when I first heard the thing on Mars, and I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" But when you hear him talk about it, and you see the technologies that SpaceX is creating, and what he's doing is working. They called him a nut. He's kept going, and it's obviously profitable. Otherwise, it wouldn't be going. He may not be wrong on colonizing Mars. And when we say colonizing, I don't mean like necessarily people going there right off the bat, but colonizing it with different organisms and seeing what grows there, which will spawn life.
Yeah. And we'll have to send Space Marines out there to go and deal with the aliens.
Space Force, baby.
Space Force.
And that's going to be a whole nother thing in itself. I mean, anybody right now, right, can launch a satellite or something. I think, if you have the means, right?
Yeah. I mean, this dude launched, I don't know how many satellites for the Starlink.
And he's still launching. I don't think it's completely done.
No. But they're taking orders. I think they're starting to make deliveries here in the United States.
Wow. So I'm sorry.
No, I was thinking about grabbing one, but it won't be available in my area until I think in the fall or something like that.
It's just crazy. It's awesome that you're going to be able to go to like third world countries and still have fast, reliable internet anywhere. Once he gets all the satellites launched. I think it's like scaled to launch so many every month or year or so often. But if I'm not mistaken, I think he said that once there's all the satellites are covering and they'll all work off each other, like it will be consistent internet speed to fiber internet. That's how fast it'll be.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Especially to be in a remote area or anywhere in the world and be able to have that. That's your,
Yeah.
It's your fingertips, man. That's crazy.
It's going to be beautiful.
Is gnarly.
Yeah, I definitely dig this dude and his products.
You remember that? I do too. Seems to have the right thing in mind, and he doesn't seem to price gouge. He tries to make everything affordable for everyone,
Mm-hmm.
Like there's an upscale you can buy within his Teslas, which each model you can get the upscale if you're, upper middle class, or the common family person can own a Tesla. Also, there's a lot for that. It's affordable and just as good.
Big news. Big news. When are they going to go public?
Or the SpaceX?
Yeah, SpaceX or Starlink. Is Starlink a public company now? Oh, excuse me. Starlink a public company?
I honestly don't know, man. I think it might be. I think it's under SpaceX. I think Starlink's under the SpaceX project. But it's crazy, doesn't? Because he's going to use the Starlink for his Teslas too. That's awesome, man. To be able to have, you own two of the fucking most badass companies revolutionizing your industry, and you have that advantage that you can use each other,
Talking about world domination.
SpaceX, as it is right now, is not publicly traded. I cannot wait for it to be publicly traded, and it may be something where there's talks of him possibly offering where you can invest with crypto with SpaceX. That's been a rumor. Again, that's a rumor, but could you imagine that?
Yeah, I can see it coming. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Beautiful. Buying SpaceX with Doge.
They're supposed to fund do you remember hearing about that? There's a rocket mission planned this year, and it's being funded all in Dogecoin.
Is that right?
I want to say it's like before the summer. Yeah. If you can find that up. I thought it was supposed to be in February or March, but it may be more like April. But I'm sure that's going to give Dogecoin a big little boost.
Okay, here we go. Send this over. All right. Is this one Dodge 1 moon mission?
Yep.
Elon Musk's Dogecoin funded mission to the moon next year will be supported by digital asset exchange Unizen in partnership with Geometric Energy Corporation. Unizen and GEC will create the Doge 1 CubeSat, a miniature satellite that obtains information from space using cameras, sensors, and mirrors that will be launched into lunar orbit.
So I would think that felt that Dogecoin was a unit accounts to pay for the lunar launch.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Reed explained he felt that Dogecoin was the unit of account to pay for the lunar launch service agreement because we were trying to become the first crypto paying customer of SpaceX. And the natural choice was Doge, given the interest in it being the people's coin.
Wow.
Interesting stuff. Dogecoin to the moon.
Oh, just the futures for crypto. It's still very, 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 very early. And it's not too late to get in. And what happens with the recession, I think, in my opinion, this is all opinion, by you may see a short-term gain, a big one, depending on the market and the status of inflation and the mounting gas prices, the interest rate rise, and the whole war and all that it's exacerbating everything that we already have going on. It's negative for the economy. If there's a big collapse, we could see a huge rise.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Have you heard that people can trade crypto in their IRAs?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
Oh,
tax
that's
free. I guess you don't pay
fantastic.
taxes until you, I guess, retire and draw from it. Uh, yeah, I haven't done it. I don't know anyone who has. Drop it in a comment. Let us know. We'd love to see. We'd love to hear about it.
Yeah. Doge has a big future ahead of it. There's a lot of people are holding. There are a
Yeah.
lot of people that bought in. Um, it's about a year ago. And it jumped up.
Saturday Night Live at the all-time high. 70 cents.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, man. A lot of people. I mean, but hey, diamond hands, because if you hold that, I imagine when it spikes this time, it'll probably hold that somewhere up top there. It's really come down.
Does Dogecoin have a fixed supply?
Yeah, I think so. They're not. I don't think they're deflationary.
Yeah, I guess it does. Right.
No, there's roughly 5 billion in new coins hitting the supply every year.
Hmm.
Unlike Bitcoin, Dogecoin has no hard limit on the total supply. Dogecoin has more than 132 billion coins outstanding, with roughly 5 billion. So that's not many getting added every year, really.
5 billion?
It's 5 billion, but I mean, I guess when you only have 132 billion. So they got 132 billion out there. This is of November 24th, 2021. So about what, 6 months ago? No, like 4 months ago. But Bitcoin only has 18.9 million.
Yeah.
And it's about to hit its limit, right? The supply limit.
That's what I've never really knew the date. I always thought it was, yeah, they already hit their limit, but yeah, it's got to be sometime around 2014, 2024 or something like that, right? Let's see.
There's a really good documentary, ladies and gentlemen, on YouTube that I found, which gives a good overview of and kind of blockchain and technology, but it's specifically just about Bitcoin, just to kind of keep it simple. Explains why to hold it, the incentives to have it, why it's easier to use, what gives it value, and it does a pretty good job. But it's called Cryptopia: Bitcoin, Blockchains, and the Future of the Internet. And I found that on YouTube. It's about an hour and a half. Highly recommend it, especially to anybody new to the space. Even if you've been into it a while, maybe you don't understand blockchain technology, it really does a good job going into that. But a lot of good info, man.
Yeah, let's see.
We're not endorsed. We don't have any sponsors. Nobody has the balls to sponsor us.
Not yet. Not yet. So if you have the cojones,
I don't care
please.
if you're Joe the plumber. Joe the plumber, we would love to sponsor you. All right. If you own porta potties and you're number one in a number two business, come on, be our sponsor. We would love it. What you looking for?
I can't remember. It's been too long. I'm now lost. Yeah, I was looking for the date when when they stopped creating new Bitcoin.
Oh, that's the jog my memory. On that documentary, um, they talk about that and they predict. When you were at CoinMarketCap.com earlier, and we were talking, crypto market's currently worth $1.75 trillion.
Mhm.
They were saying by 2026, I believe, that this is expected to be up to $30 trillion.
Wow.
That's not that far, and that's an astronomical amount. I don't know. That must be factoring in inflation and things, but still very early.
That's got
1.75 trillion is what we're worth right now, collectively.
wow. Wow.
The documentary is really good. Um,
Wow. Let's see. I see another figure saying the crypto market cap is at 2.6 trillion. Oh, that was
where's
November
that at?
last year. That was November
Oh
of last
yeah.
year.
That's when
That was when it
Bitcoin
was
was at
really high.
60,000, right? That's
Yeah.
when Bitcoin was at 60, right, in November.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
I've heard it said that if we can get over that 2 trillion mark, like the sky's the limit. Like Bitcoin will make another run and probably establish a new high. But it's
yeah.
so to make that go to 2 trillion, that number right there, if you watch this every day, it will stay at 1.96, 1.98 all day. And just it's so hard to get there. But if supposedly it's been said by several experts in the industry, analysts, um, that if we can get to over 2 trillion, like the sky's the limit. And so if as Bitcoin goes, so does the rest of the market typically.
Right.
I just don't think Ethereum's going to make the number 2 spot anymore, man. Just people start hearing about what's going on with the JP Morgan deal, like it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what's the next closest one?
Probably
Uh,
BNB. That's not
yeah.
a stable coin, right?
Yeah. Binance. But it's far behind. I mean, it's worth a fifth, roughly. Uh,
Okay, you see that
yeah.
many people dumping their Ethereum? I don't
I
know.
mean, but that's the thing. Binance runs with that EVM too, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So
So yeah.
yeah. Let's see. XRP may be the next one. But Terra Luna's been taking off like a rocket ship over uh, the last few months. Like if we look at Terra, um, I mean, look at this here.
Fuck. What a
Yeah,
beautiful chart.
yeah. Um, and Terra's got privacy built into it. Um, yeah, Terra might be the place to go. But we have Cardano, but they're far behind. Terra's a 10th. It's got to really explode over this next year to overtake Ethereum, or Ethereum's just got to dump, which I think it will. I think Ethereum's going down, and I don't think Ethereum's going to come back. Um, no, mm-mm. And there's so many better alternatives out there. What? Yeah, man. Well, that's yo.
My bad. I got
Oh, it's cool.
slow lag there. Had to refresh. I did hear what you said on Luna. So you can also be anonymous on there. Is it so? They do have their own blockchain, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is their own. Yeah, I had to jump off into Terra. I don't know too much about it.
I don't either. I just know the price went crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that same buddy from Powerful Money Powerful dot money. He put me on the Terra a little bit ago. He's been pumping that and the rest of these privacy coins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, over the past week, he's been pumping nothing but privacy coins.
It's probably becoming a big hit because of you know, everything with the war.
Yeah.
Can we call it a fucking war? I don't know. I mean, I see Ukrainians driving Russian tanks and like it's a fucking joyride. Like I just feel like you wouldn't see that if America were invading or something, right? I mean, is Russia really fighting? I mean, I thought they were elite. I don't know, man.
I don't know. One thing I know about being overseas is that none of the shit that we get back here in the States is ever accurate.
Right.
It never is. Yeah. So, I mean, like, everything we get over here is just, it's washed. It's washed and spoon fed to us.
And then it has a spin on it,
Yeah. I mean, what was that? They had that story about the Ukrainian pilot that downed like more Russian fighter jets than anyone else in history. Like in one day, it say he shot down like
with what, a fucking
1989
Cessna or something. And what the fuck was he flying? Like,
I don't know. Oh, let me find this.
What?
Yeah,
I have seen Russian aircraft being shot down and stuff. That's what I'm asking. Like,
yeah, it's all bullshit.
I thought they were.
It's all bullshit.
I thought they were.
So, and this Ghost of Kiev, this fighter pilot here that they claimed it down like 5 fucking planes or some shit in one day, like some Top Gun shit.
No shit.
And come to find out, this was all bullshit, all fucking lies.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. All horseshit.
We don't know what to fucking believe because whatever Russia says, we don't believe them. And then, it's like whatever comes out of Ukraine, that's what we're taking as fucking face value and we're running with it. But we really don't know what the fuck's going on there, man. Like,
no. It's all about
they've lost power in a lot of places.
And then again, this might be bullshit too. That guy might really exist. You never know.
Fucking Tom Cruise got to run for his money, man.
Yeah. Maverick.
We need to. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. And see, I could see probably a lot more stories coming out like that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like if Russia really wanted to, I mean, they could fucking run through that pretty quickly. And I mean, no offense. to anyone, especially that might be in or from Ukraine. But just as big as they are, just population, military size alone. I don't know actually. Do you know how big their army is or how many people?
You see, that's the other thing we've been, fed a bunch of lies about. Yeah, like Russia was our biggest adversary, right?
Right.
And if they can't take over the next door neighbor, why have we been scared of these motherfuckers since World War II?
No shit.
Like you said, there should be an easy. It should go pretty quick, especially since Ukraine had to hand out rifles, is what they reported. They were handing out rifles to grandmothers and shit to defend the country. But like uh, it just seems we've been lied to for a long time. Yeah.
What was up with the 40-mile convoy? I mean, that's probably like day one shit of don't do that in military school. Like, don't put all your assets and support all in one fucking bag. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the United States would have just bombed the fuck out of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, please give us a pretty line to look at. You know what I'm saying? 40 miles fucking long, right?
Yeah, but who knows what's true? They shown a bunch of footage from this war that was from previous wars. It didn't even happen in fucking Russia. Um, we just people throw everything at the wall and just to see what sticks, and we just grab it and consume it, and they get paid for advertising. Like there's no more incentive. I don't know if there's ever been an incentive for them to tell the truth. They just need you to pay attention.
Yeah.
And
Stay distracted.
yeah, yeah,
So that's interesting point because some of these videos, I'll have to admit, I mean, they look suspect as far as their age and shit. Like, I don't know the tanks that Russia supposedly have. I mean, they look like they're from the 90s. I don't know. I'm just a guy up here talking. I don't know shit. Don't take it for fucking face value.
yeah.
Just
I don't even know any Russians.
I don't know Russian at all. Don't want to.
Wow.
No. I don't want to know Russian. It's a very complicated language.
Oh,
However, I would love to drink with Russians. Okay, and Russian women happen to be some of the most beautiful women in the world. I think maybe the reason why, if they were suspect, like we were saying in the United States, could knock them off, right? The one thing, the answer to a why we don't do that is probably just the land, man. I mean, it's a tundra,
yeah.
Hitler fucked up, man. Like, and I'm not condoning Hitler at all. I'm not getting up on a pro Hitler stance here, but his generals told him, wait until spring to invade Russia. And he went in the middle of winter. And what happened? They burned everything. They fled the town and they burned everything, every house. They had no place to seek shelter, keep warm. And he lost like 750,000 soldiers by that decision. I don't think people realize how close that man was to dominance had he not fucked up and got greedy there at the end. I mean, that's the deal historically with Russia, man. The fucking weather and the terrain is just, you think it's cold here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go to Siberia. Let me know how it compares,
Yeah. You free 700 something thousand motherfuckers, man. That's cold. That's cold. That's enough people to build a pyramid. Oh man. Well, brother, I gotta call it. Well, thank you guys for checking out the channel. Once again, if you dig the content, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, Go ahead and hit that tip QR up there in the top right corner. Drop your wallet addresses in the comment section below. We're giving away some free smart DeFi tokens. All right. Take care. Thank you,
Make sure
Brian.
you like, subscribe, share us on Twitter, send us QR codes, and if you know anybody that wants to sponsor us, send them our way. We don't care. We'll take them.
That's it. Except for there's a couple of things I will not take sponsors from.
Yeah, I guess we've got to have some boundaries somewhere, right?
I'm not. Yeah, there are a couple of boundaries, but they're not many.
Yeah, they're few.
All right, brother. I'll holler at you, man.
All right, man. Peace out. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir. Peace.
We out.